What's going on, Internet? The Black Hokage here, aka TBH. And to be honest, I'd like to welcome you guys back to the Game and Illuminati podcast. We are the Enlightened Gamers, and we're about to take a dive into episode 125. If you're watching the video version of the show at youtube.com/GIUpdates, know this show is available on Apple, Spotify, SoundCloud, Amazon, and all other major podcast platforms. Also, be sure to rate the show 5 stars on Apple and Spotify. We need your 5-star rating on Apple and Spotify to help us push us in the algorithm, to bring in new potential listeners and help the platform grow, because we got sponsors like today's sponsor, Zavi. Now, allow me to introduce you to my co-host, the first of which broke the cardinal rule that black men don't cheat when he fake beat Elden Ring's Millennia by sliding magic crack rocks in mimics. But we'll let it slide because he's also 21% European, so we should have known he was a cheater. UTXJJ the Don, say up to the people.
Oh, so we are calling using what's in the game as cheating now. It sounds like a hater who hasn't beat Millennia yet. You go ahead and use your pride, and you go ahead and beat her. Why don't you get naked as well and be like, the one that, just use your Wolverine claws so you can beat Millennia, so you can prove something to everybody.
Maybe I will.
Okay. Yeah, you go ahead.
They suck stuff too while you're at it.
I know, right? Yeah, good. But shout out to everybody, watching. Shout out to Zavi, our sponsor, and let's have another good episode, shall we?
Hey, my second co-host better put his thinking cap on because there's a lot of game dev talk in this show, so we're gonna need your expertise on game development. Mr. Ethos, say what up to the people.
Yo, what up, everybody?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And before we get into the show, the only release date, there's no delays, but the only release date that we recently had is Splatoon 3. Got a release date of September 9th on the Nintendo Switch. Does anybody care about Splatoon? No? Okay. Yeah, neither do I. Splatoon fans that'll listen to phone. You don't want to be a Squid Kid. It's just, I don't think it's a bad. I think it's a good game. I'm just not interested in it. I wouldn't even go as that far. I'm just not interested. I've never been interested in being a Squid Kid. Maybe Ace will. Maybe that's his thing. So opening conversation for this show. I wanted it to be us having a Sonic 2 review because this is a gaming show. So I thought, these two African Americans would go out and support the culture. But it turns out, while I was making the notes, that they didn't see the Sonic movie, so we can't really go into depth having a conversation about that. I'll just say I like it. Maybe we'll do one on the GI channel, like a separate video or something like that. So I'll just go as far as to say I like it, and video game movies are getting better. And this is coming from somebody that is not a Sonic fan. I think he's a fucking loser. Anyways. Other news, Sonic's director said that he wants to create a Super Smash Bros. Movie. Would you guys want to see a Smash Bros. Movie?
Would that work? And this is what I'm trying to figure out. How would it work? No. I'm not. No, I didn't mean.
Would that work?
I'm struggling to try to figure out how that's going to work, right? Like, because Smash Brothers is literally just a collection of a whole bunch of Nintendo characters, and now they're adding characters from other franchises. So, but I know that there is a quote-unquote story to Smash Brothers. I don't think anybody cares what it actually is. So, are they going to center around whatever that story is? Like, I just have a lot of questions as to why you would want to do a Smash Brothers movie and how would it work? How would that integrate? But I'm not going to say that I just don't want to see it at all. I would just be interested to see what they would do with it.
Well, I think it could work in a sense of drawing all the characters together, because Nintendo owns the majority of the roster that's on Smash Bros. And then on top of that, we've already kind of seen examples where, like, didn't Wreck-It Ralph have like a bunch of video game references and characters in it?
Yeah, Wreck-It Ralph was amazing though. I love it.
So it's more so of just trying to wrap their brain around what's the correlation between all the characters, like, and it could be like some multi-dimensional multiverse of madness type shit. I don't know, that starts off with like Mario, and then he finds out there's an Earth 1, 2, where in Earth 2 Link is the hero or some shit. Like, they could find some way to, if they really wanted to. It's just it's a matter of, I'm trying to wrap my head around, is there a demand for a Smash Bros. Movie? I don't know about that. What do you think, Ethos?
Yeah, sure.
Who would be the villain to? I don't feel like a big ass glove would work in a movie.
Master Hand, of course.
Yeah, I was about to say Master Hand. Yeah,
Master Hand would only work as a villain is if they made him like hilarious. Like,
didn't you see the anime movie they did for the Ultimate, right? Like where Kirby basically is the MC and he saves everybody.
No, I didn't see that.
Yeah, it was the video.
Like
remember
the beginning?
Remember it wipes out all the characters and turns like the evil versions of them.
Oh,
and
yeah,
wipes out all of them, and there's like Kirby is like canonically the most powerful one because he's the only one that escapes it. I think if you did it and you had Kirby being the main character, I think it could be cool. Considering the Sonic movie is pretty good, the first one.
How would you know? You didn't see?
The first one was good.
Y'all really should see the second one.
I would, but I'm not risking COVID for it. But I will see the second one.
The ending was very pleasing. I think it's gonna cause some problems, and I hope they don't make more than 3. I don't want to say too much without like giving it away. I just think there'll be a scaling issue, if that makes sense.
Okay, so they power scaled a little crazy.
Yeah. So I feel like I hope they don't go past it. I hope they don't go past it.
I saw a little bit of a spoiler online a little bit because people on Twitter can't, chill. So I kind of think I know what he's referencing. So I get what you're saying.
Yeah. So like I hope they don't milk it. Just make it a trilogy or whatever. But it is a good movie. Yo, speaking of Kirby, did y'all play the new Kirby that came out? The Forgotten Land?
No.
My Switch died, and I don't know how.
My Switch is active.
Probably because I didn't play it at all. I gotta figure out what's going on.
I just don't understand.
So I can't play anything.
I just don't understand how we can sit here and ask our listeners to rate the show 5 stars, and we got 2 frauds on the show. Y'all don't watch no gaming movies. Y'all don't play no games. You guys are fucking frauds, bro.
Elden Ring, bro.
You niggas just talk about games.
Hold on, look. No, hold on. We can't let this fight. JG just beat Elden Ring. Okay, there's people who still not beat Elden Ring.
He's a cheater. It doesn't count.
He's a hater.
By any means necessary.
And then when you do play games, you cheat, bro.
You a hater, bro.
Y'all should be ashamed of yourselves, bro.
I beat the DLC for Lost Judgment.
Oh my goodness. I just don't have time, unfortunately.
Yeah, okay, I need all our listeners to rate the show 5 stars so we can inspire these 2 to play some games.
This is the problem. JG's got a kid and he got stuck on the Elden Ring. I'm making a game, and the only thing I got obsessed by playing this past 2 weeks has been Gundam. And you've just been G4 and all over things, so you have to touch multiple different things. So it's just a mix-up of us playing different things and enjoying different things right now. I think that's just all it is.
I've only played a little bit.
Beat those. Hold on, you see the narrative going on right now? I think coming from the person who didn't want to play games, he tried playing games, he uninstalled them. Now he has a freaking job at G4 where he has to play games, and now he thinks he's better than us.
I told
you. To be fair, I uninstall games that I don't like. There hasn't been a game that's inspired me to uninstall in a while. Doom. You said what?
You uninstalled Doom.
No, I didn't. I beat it. What are you talking about?
But you uninstalled it.
Yeah, but it was an honorable uninstall though. I beat it. Look at this guy. I beat it.
I give that one. He
Don't try to play me. There hasn't been a genuinely like really bad game that like pissed me off to the point where I wanted to uninstall it. To be fair, that's why there hasn't really been any. And
in a while, it's coming though.
Yeah, Halo. Halo's not like bad enough to where like it just lacks content, but it wasn't like it didn't piss me off.
No, I'm saying like is it still on your hard drive? Oops, I accidentally.
No, I actually uninstalled it the other day.
All right, so you did uninstall.
I didn't do it on stream. Listen, the uninstall is a spectacle. Okay, it wasn't a spectacle. It was just kind of like,
It's content. I get it.
I only played a little bit of Kirby. It's all right. I mean, it's more Kirby platforming, super easy. It's actually good. Actually, I was gonna say, if you want to get your daughter into gaming, if you're trying, Jay, that would actually be a good game. It's ridiculously easy. It's a good starter game for kids, basically. But it's alright.
No. First, she's got to learn how to play Apex. That's the first game she's got.
Why is that?
She's gonna be a Wraith main. She's got a Wraith main with a hand cannon.
I'm tired, bro. These kids are too good, man. We need the next generation to step up.
Oh my goodness.
I can't keep up with these Wraith mains anymore.
Oh my goodness. GI next generation gonna be like Degrassi.
Yeah, think he about to get all these Elden Ring and Bloodborne.
Yeah, you think he's gonna
Dorian gonna play Madden.
Yeah, I think Siggy's kid actually was like telling Siggy how to play. He was backseating Siggy, telling him how to play the game.
Wait, what game was this? I think
he was playing Bloodborne. He was either Elden Ring or Bloodborne. He was playing, and I remember his kid was in the background, and his kid was giving him advice like, "You just gotta dodge your dad."
Sound like the chat. Don't get hit.
Siggy was getting triggered. He was just like, "Shut up!"
Imagine, bro, get triggered by your own son.
Nah, I would too if I had some little human behind me telling me don't get hit while I'm fighting Millennium. Like, no shit. Like, leave me alone, bro. Jesus Christ. I need the Twitch chat right next to me. And then last piece of Sonic news is Sonic Origins was recently revealed, which basically they're remastering the first 3 games, Sonic 1, 2, and 3 with Knuckles. Do we care?
Yeah, nah, yeah. I actually love this. I would love to go back and play these games again, but again,
I don't think I beat these games as a kid. Now that I think about it,
for real, you beat them?
I'm trying to think. Which ones were they? Sonic
1, 2, and 3.
I think I beat Sonic
to be fair, the only one of those 3 that had a story really was 3 with Sonic and Knuckles. But the first 2 was just kind of like Dr. Robotnik stole the animals.
I was saving like little furries in the environment.
Yeah, it wasn't really a story.
This is true. This is true, but I'm pretty sure I beat every single one.
I definitely want to play it though. I barely remember playing those games as a kid. I definitely had it on Sega Genesis, but it's been so long. I definitely want to play it again.
You know, my favorite thing about the Sonic 2 movie was just like the environment. When I watched the movie, it was a lot of kids in there with their parents, and they were all just like laughing and shit. And I was like, that made me happy because I'm like, all right, like not only is this movie good,
smile.
no, but not only is it good, but it's like it's introducing a new generation to gaming that are gonna go back. They might just know Sonic from the first movie. They're gonna see that second movie and they're like, you know what? Oh, he has games. This is pretty cool. That's why they're probably putting this Origins out to capitalize on the hype. This is pretty cool. So it's like I feel like it's gonna introduce new people to it, and I think that's the strength of the films when it becomes like a symbiotic relationship where everything feeds off of one another. So
I ain't even gonna lie, that's pretty crazy just for you to say that like they're a kid, they probably just know Sonic from the movies.
30 years,
and there were no Sonic movies.
30 years of history, man. So there's the high probability that there are some people that only know him from the movies, bro.
Freaking old, bro. I was 4 years old when I got my first Sega, and I got Sonic 1 with it.
Yeah,
I turned 34 this year, so it had been 30 years.
Think about how fast the internet moves now too. There's new viral videos, clips, games, just content to consume every day. Like I feel like for us, it was easy for us to go back and look at things that came before us because there wasn't as much content. Like think about like an album, right? Like when somebody was about to put out an album, they would go on a whole press tour, 106 in Park, MTV TRL. Yeah, like you see them on there, like they do all this stuff, and it would just be like a couple prominent albums. Like now music is always coming. Yeah, it's always coming out.
I don't even know.
Same thing with Steam. Like games are always coming out on Steam. Then you got your AAA games and stuff like that. It's completely believable that there are some people who have never played the original Sonic games, and they might just know them because of the movie.
Yep. Think about all the kids playing Fortnite, and all the characters think that like they're part of Fortnite and not part of their original series. It's possible, totally.
So yeah, like we've seen that as a joke, but it's
real.
Definitely true to how these kids.
I've seen like 6-year-olds, 7-year-olds who play Fortnite, and I've showed them stuff, or they were talking about certain characters, and they said, "Oh yeah, he's a dude from Fortnite," and I would just like pause and just be like, "Yes, sure." Yeah, it's like that. Yeah.
And not only does it introduce like new people to Sonic, but then like in the movie, one thing that I really liked is because I played all the good Sonics. There's a lot of references and like Easter eggs for fans. That's why you saw Ace gushing all over the timeline. There were like Easter eggs all hidden throughout the movie to the point where I was like, are they hinting at this and that? I was like, I remember that from this game. So it's something. Okay. It's something for everybody there. It's not just like for kids.
Does Knuckles say the N-word?
All right. You know what's funny? This morning on TikTok, I seen a Ugandan Knuckles post. It was like this dude did a whole poem about how he couldn't find the way, and like the rain was pouring. It was really dramatic. I meant to put it in the group chat. I'm like, yo, this shit is still funny.
I'm actually happy that meme died and didn't come back, because I was kind of scared this new movie was gonna make that meme come back, and that meme got like driven to the ground, annoying. But like, I'm glad it didn't. It just made it come back a little bit, but then like blow back up again.
I thought Ugandan Knuckles was funny. I enjoyed VR chat.
It was
funny too. Yeah, I thought it was hilarious.
It was fun, but then they just kept killing. You know how.
Yeah, beat a dead horse. Yeah, I got you.
Yeah, destroying it.
Okay, well, let's talk about something you guys actually did get a chance to check out. So, Paramount Plus, another streaming service, available online from Paramount. I think it's $9.99 a month. It's the latest one. Currently, the only thing carrying that app, I believe, was iCarly, the new generation or whatever. But they finally got a new show for people to check out, and that show is gaming related. It's the Halo TV show. Now, before the show had came out, So one of the producers did an interview with Variety where they were quoted how they didn't really play the games and they didn't feel like they needed to play them. They were kind of basing it on the Halo lore as a whole, so the games, the books, all that shit. And it got a lot of backlash, so people were kind of going in with, you know, not too high expectations for the Halo show. It came out. I think it made like a little splash because I did enjoy the first episode for like the most part, but we're now halfway through the season. I finally got the boys to check out the show, so I thought we should kind of share our first impressions of the Halo show on Paramount Plus. Jay, how we feeling about this?
I want to start off this conversation by asking you guys if you all noticed that Paramount actually took the first episode of Halo off of YouTube because apparently it caused some backlash.
Wait, what was the backlash? I didn't know this.
For what?
Yeah, I was just looking this up because I was like, oh, like I just once you told me to watch, I was like, okay, I'll watch the first episode on YouTube, and then I ended up doing a trial for Paramount today to watch the rest of the episodes, and I was like, oh, it's not here. And then I saw, of course, videos in the algorithm saying that Paramount took it off because it was catching backlash, negative backlash, because they didn't like it. People were saying that they didn't like it. So like, well, that's interesting.
That's wild, because in my opinion, the first episode is the strongest. I'm gonna go ahead and say it. This show sucks. But go ahead. What are you gonna say, Jay?
Oh my god. Okay, so yeah, I will agree that the first episode I thought it was pretty lit. You know, seeing at first I was like, oh, like I don't really care about these people. I don't care about this planet. And then, you know, it started getting lit because of course the Covenant came through. And then, you know, Spartan came through.
Violent.
That's what caught me. When old girl got her head blown off, I was like, okay, this might be lit.
Kids, dog. They should have slaughtered kids.
Old boy pulled up. He was like, yo, like everybody in here dead. Yeah, I was like, dang. They didn't go like that.
I thought someone was gonna save them, and I just was like, oh wow, okay, no, we're
stabbing people with the sword. I was like, okay, like yeah, it was very, very gritty. So I was like, wow, if this is the narrative that we're gonna set up, you know, for the rest of the show, then all right, like this is gonna be lit. And then it slowed down episode 2. But I enjoyed episode 2 as well, because I'm only on episode 3 right now, but I enjoyed episode 2, even though it slowed down significantly. But we really got into Master Chief's story, because Master Chief, for the most part, even though I clearly don't remember the entire lore of all of the Halo video games, but I like how they were actually trying to draw out what Master Chief actually is. Like, he took his freaking helmet off. I think that may have been what people were just like, oh no, like you just broke it right there. We're not supposed to see Master Chief, but like he did that in episode 1. I was like, okay, or well, if this is where we're going, then I guess we're here now. But talking about how Master Chief like actually started to like, hey, like I'm going to do my own thing. Like I need to find my own path. I don't know why I'm doing this. I actually enjoyed that, just from a standpoint of we don't know anything about Master Chief. We just know that he's a freaking badass. Like he just goes wherever, does whatever he needs to do, and Cortana's with him. So that was pretty much it. This is the Master Chief that we all have grown to know and love. Obviously, TBH, you watch more, so you could get more insight as to why you think it sucks. But I see in episode 3, like they actually, started to show us how, Cortana came to be, and this whole, like almost symbiotic relationship between Master Chief and Cortana. I get in that a little bit later, but I thought that it was okay. Like, I don't think that it deserves all of the backlash that it has gotten, but I understand, like, from all of the super freaking hardcore Halo fans that just know the lore of the video games and the books, backwards and forward, why they don't like something like this. But I will take back what I said initially on the last episode. I think we talked about the director was like, I didn't watch any of the video game lore. I didn't play any other video games. I didn't really need to play or watch that in order to understand or get to my story. I actually liked it. They did go a different path, because this is just something that we just have never been used to. But I like how they're kind of like telling their own story on it. So I may have a different opinion once we get to the next episode, so I'm going to continue watching. But I don't think that it's a bad show. I think that people were acting a little bit too harshly on the Halo series. So that's just my opinion so far.
Before I get my take, Ethos, I'm curious to hear yours. How you feeling about the Halo show?
I'm with JJ.
And where are you at in the show?
I'm halfway through episode 3, and so far from what I've watched, I'm not a Halo nerd. I don't give a fuck about Halo story like that. I know like just the basics of it. Played a couple of Halo games, but I don't know like the books and the advanced expanded universe. I don't know none of that stuff. But from what I've watched so far, I've enjoyed it. I mean, I like these type of shows like The Expanse and stuff like this, and it feels like a more slow burn because, like when I watch other sci-fi shows, like The Expanse is a great example. Like that show also has a very slow burn, like the start, but usually these shows start to ramp up later on and they start to like pick up their pace. But yeah, like I agree with you too, TBH. Like the first episode I thought was pretty good. Like compared to the second one, I thought the first one's so far what I watched, the first one's the best. I wasn't expecting that like kind of like shift in plot like that quick. Kind of felt that was kind of fast. Like I didn't think he was gonna immediately like turn against the UNC that or UNSC that quick. But I mean, like overall though, about the helmet thing, like I don't really care. I do feel like they're spending a lot of time like trying to humanize him, because I think that's been always a problem about Halo, is he's always just been this like basically this like tank that just runs around like kind of man of little words but a man of action and not many words, and he just, you know, rams shit and kills shit and blows shit up, but he still has this sort of like he cares about his fellow like humans and shit. So I think they're just trying to emphasize that more with this. I don't know, you can correct me if I'm wrong on this, TBH, but this feels like a prequel to the original games because he hasn't.
They haven't even introduced the Halo in the show, G. Yeah.
Well, they're referencing it, yeah, because
they're referencing it, but we haven't seen it. Yeah, like it's not based off the games.
Yeah, well, like that's why I think like this is a prequel to the first game, because it seems like Cortana's not been with him. I guess like she's going to be very soon, because I think in 3 they're starting to talk about synchronizing Cortana with him. But like this seems like a prequel to that, because I think by the beginning of the first game, like they already know about they fight in the ring. They already are aware, like the two already like been partners for a little bit, I think. But like this one seems to be like an origin story, which I mean it's not bad. I could see how maybe new people who never watched Halo before could watch this and maybe be interested in the story after this. I'd say I don't think that it's terrible. I don't think it's bad. I don't think it's like amazing either. But I think it's like it's solid. It's solid right now. So I'm kind of looking forward to finishing it and seeing what I think after that.
So unfortunately, I have to watch it every week because we do weekly analysis on XPlay. So I'm caught up.
Should have picked Moon Knight
on 5. Well, I mean, we're a gaming show first. They are doing that, but Kasim's doing that because he's like the comic book guy. He knows way more than I do. But yeah, so I'm caught up on the show. There's 5 episodes. I believe there's going to be 9 or 10 for this season. The reason I'm not enjoying it, and it could get better, just the first 5 episodes, I'm not enjoying it, is because I feel like that first episode was smoke and mirrors. Like I said, when the Covenant first pull up and the action is going crazy, I'm like, all right, this is dope. This is dope. Second episode, it was okay, little deposition, but episode 3, 4, 5, it's just straight deposition. Like and I understand like you can't do everything off of the game, but I feel like the show lacks balance. At the end of the day, Master Chief is a super soldier, and they've done literally, it's called Halo Combat Evolved, and there's no combat in the show outside of episode 1. Instead, they're spending way too much time, I think, trying to humanize him. There's literally an episode, I think it was 4, where this nigga's like talking about anxiety and shit. I'm just like, bro, I'm like, all right, can we shoot some aliens? There's no balance. Cortana, I think, looks ugly. And then the main thing that is like bugs me about this show is they said they spent $100 million on the episode, and I don't know where on the show, and I don't know where it went, because the CGI in this shit is ass. It is like a cheap sci-fi show, and it just like fucks with me watching it. I'm just like, I feel like Halo might have benefited more from being a movie versus a TV show, so they could up the budget, because it's such a spectacle. I feel like something like what's the name, Falcon and Winter Soldier works as well as like Moon Knight. Those work well in the streaming format, as well as like Daredevil, because those are much more grounded characters that don't require as much like special effects. But Halo is a straight spectacle, so I think it needed a bigger budget, and I just think the pacing is off. I don't think the story is terrible, but the pacing is just horrible to me right now. So I don't know, maybe it'll speed up and we'll get some dope combat.
You said it was 12 episodes? That's what you said?
No, it's like 9 or 10.
Okay, I have 8 hours each, and we're 5.
And then each episode is like an hour too on top of that. So I'm just like, long. It feels like a show that's full of filler.
Does it? I feel like, just from what I've watched so far, it feels like maybe the season finale might focus on them discovering the ring for the first time.
Yeah,
that's what it seems like it's gonna lead towards.
Yeah, so it could get better. It's just like the first half. I'm just letting y'all know, like, it is what you're seeing right now in episode 2, 3. It just keeps going. Like, it's just a lot of talking.
they already funded the second season, right? Like they're already gonna.
Yeah, and that's what's weird. That's really ballsy that they greenlit it.
It makes sense though, because if you think of this, like think of like this beginning, like a lot of talking, not a lot of shooting. But if you think about it, if they end season 1 where they like obviously like this whatever alien device he discovered is connected to like accessing the ring, right? And then they end the season on them discovering like their ring and now like the scale of the war. Because like from what I've seen so far, they don't know why the Covenant is attacking colonies. They don't know what they're doing. Obviously we know, but they don't know. But and I guess this whole season 1 is discovering like why is the Covenant come out of nowhere? Why are they attacking us? Why are they trying to obtain this? How is humanity trying to like how they're going to win this war? And then how do the Spartans play a role in this? Because right now the Spartans don't feel like they're worth the amount of investment, but now they'll become obviously John is crucial to like how the rings work and function. So I don't know about the chick. I don't know about the girl though that works with the Covenant. I don't even know if that's lore accurate. I didn't even know that was even a thing. That some regular human was, I guess, a blessed one or something. I don't know. I'm out of whack when it comes to war.
Here's the problem. Our generation has gotten older, got kids, families, homes, jobs and stuff, so you don't have as much time to absorb media, so it's hard to pick up that older audience already. It's really got to hit hard. And then the younger generation, Gen Z, they have the attention span of a peanut. That's why they're on TikTok all the time. The average video that goes viral on TikTok is no longer than like 15 seconds. Like Vine is basically back. So you have to be able to captivate their attention really quickly. And the problem with that younger audience is they did not grow up with Halo like us. So it has to bang out the gate. And I think that's where they kind of fumbled the bag. You're like, oh, in season 2, it's going to be all this crazy. You're the assumption that people are going to care when we get to season 2. And it goes back to the conversation we had earlier about Sonic. It's so much content to absorb nowadays. You don't get the chance to really fuck up nowadays. Like you got to get it right out of the gate. And like I have no problem with all the extra story driven content, because like I understand you can't go strictly off of the games. They have to expand the universe. I just feel like it lacks balance right now. It's just a little bit too much deposition for me, and like a lot of characters that I don't personally care about. That's another problem too. There hasn't really been a standout character. I don't care about Chief. I don't care about any of the little side adventures. I couldn't even tell you any of the characters' names.
I don't like know. What's her name? Halsey.
But look, you're struggling to name the characters too. That's a problem.
So they have Soren.
To be fair though, this has just been my take about it. I've always felt that the Halo series in general, this hot take. I've always felt that the Halo series in general, outside of like I'm talking about specifically the games, not like the extended books and all this other universe stuff. Specifically, the games of the stories themselves haven't been that captivating to begin with.
Yeah,
like,
Reach need to fall.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that just reminded me. Wait, like that's why I'm confused too, right? Maybe this is just because I'm completely ignorant about Halo lore. I was like, Reach was a prequel to the first game, right? Like it's technically the first game of the series, but Reach falls. So I'm confused as to, is this before Reach falls, or did Reach come back after it fell and rebuilt?
They need some Reach content right now to get this shit exciting.
The main planet that all the UNSC's on is called Reach. It's literally Reach. So I'm so lost by that. I don't know, JG, because you played Reach. Like, is this after Reach, but like they came back?
Don't ask me though. I had no.
Someone in the comments who's a lore nerd, can you tell me like what's? I'm confused. I don't understand where this takes place in the timeline.
Yeah, I don't know. So I'm gonna continue to keep watching. It's not the worst thing I've ever seen, but it is. I would say it's mediocre.
What do you think lacks more content, the TV show or the game?
TV show, because in the game I could shoot shit. Like get out of your feelings and put your helmet on and shoot something, bro. We haven't seen any funny ass little grunts or nothing like that. Like it just lacks like the little personality that Halo has. It lacks. It takes itself way too seriously. I don't know. Something's off about that show. We'll see. Will you guys continue to watch it all the way through the end?
Yeah, I think I'll watch it. I've already invested 3 hours in. I might as well.
Okay. Maybe we'll revisit.
This little,
if I thought the first episode was mid, I would have just dropped it right there. But I didn't think the first episode was bad, and the second one wasn't bad either. That's the thing. Like I don't think visually. Like I know some people were straight up saying like this looks like a high school or a college film or something, but I don't see that. I think it looks quality. I don't think it looks like the greatest shit I've ever seen in my life, but it's not terrible looking. So I don't know.
It's a step above CW shows, but I think Disney Plus has spoiled me.
Yeah, maybe that's it. Because like if you think about it though, those are literally movies. Like
Moon Knight is like a 6-hour movie. Basically,
that's a movie. Yeah, Moon Knight's a movie. But I remember some people saying that about what was the Disney Plus show? Was it it wasn't Falcon. I can't remember which one it was. There was like one of them where they were just like it felt lower quality. Was it Hawkeye? It was like one of them.
Hawkeye was shot really well too.
It was like
all the Disney shows have been really good. WandaVision? No, WandaVision was good.
WandaVision was good. I can't remember what it was. They said, I forgot which series it was. Maybe it was Loki. I don't remember. But somebody said one of the series felt like it was like lower quality than the other ones, or like didn't feel up to the quality
Loki did have like some little green screen effects that stood out that weren't as good as I think as the rest, but then like the story was still really good.
The story was good. Yeah, Loki had like the best story, but yeah, I get what you're saying.
Yo, we gotta take a break to let everyone know that this episode is sponsored by Zavi. Zavi.com is one of the top destinations on the internet for gaming, anime, and other geek related products. Zavi carries clothes, figurines, games, vinyls, Funko Pops, and more. The best part is a lot of their content they sell are exclusive drops to their platform. Let's take a look at their recently released Fantastical Beasts collection in celebration of the recently released Secrets of Dumbledore film. They got signature high-top sneakers, several shirts and hoodie designs, pillows, coasters, pops, mugs, and more. And guess what? They all fire. Complimenting Zavi's amazing products is their amazing prices. Nothing in the store feels wildly priced, and the icing on the cake is since Zavi sponsors the show. Our viewers get a special discount. If you use code GIPodcast at checkout, you will receive 20% off your clothing items and 10% off of everything else. I repeat, use code GIPodcast at checkout on Zavi.com to get your discount today. That's code GIPodcast on Zavi.com. I appreciate Zavi sponsoring the show. Now back to our regularly scheduled program.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, I think that's what it is. Yeah, we'll stick through it. Maybe we'll revisit the show once the season's over and see. Maybe it might just be a slog in the middle. We'll see.
Yeah.
Cool. So let's move into the news section of the show. Since the last podcast, Square Enix announced two new Kingdom Hearts games. The one that's making the most noise is Kingdom Hearts 4. And then what was the other name of some long ass name? I don't know
that. Is it a mobile game or something?
Yeah, nobody's really talking about that. Who cares? Kingdom Hearts 4. What's the name? Running on Unreal Engine. Has a much more, I want to say, realistic look. Sora definitely looks different. How'd you guys feel about this introduction, this trailer? Like, do y'all care?
I don't care about Kingdom Hearts, and I never will.
Sheesh. I'm trying to figure out, are they running out of movies?
That's one of those, you know, like the Joker's like, it just keeps going, and it's like maybe you just sort of stopped while you were ahead. And I feel like that's what Kingdom Hearts has become to me. This is one of those things where it's like
wait. So did either one of you beat Kingdom Hearts 3?
I didn't even touch Kingdom Hearts.
So I uninstalled that shit. It was boring. Yeah, so what happens at the end of 3? Like, did it hint that there was going to be a 4? Because I just assumed that was going to be a trilogy and then we were done. I didn't expect a 4.
No, they basically. So I watched like a YouTube thing about it. Do you want me to just tell you what happens at the end?
I don't give a fuck about this game. Okay. Yeah, you can spoil it.
You know, I'm notorious for spoiling everything in the damn podcast. Yeah,
he don't care, bro.
So this is granted, this is my limited knowledge of me just watching a couple videos and people's reactions to certain things and From what I've gathered, basically Sora sacrifices himself so everybody can live, or certain people can live, his friends can live, and And when he does this, he ends up in a different world, like basically like a real world, which is why.
That's the aesthetic. Okay.
Yeah, that's why the aesthetics change, is because he's stuck in this different dimension world, which is where we like kind of like the real world verse, and the rest of them are stuck in the Disney, whatever you want to call it, Kingdom Hearts verse or whatever it is. So that's why like that. People said it's similar to the if you remember Final Fantasy 15. When it was called Versus, like Noctis was like in a more modern city. People are saying it's very similar to that style because it's the same director. Like it seems like he wanted to make that game and he never got a chance, so he's just gonna do it with Kingdom Hearts now. So that's what I've gathered it as. So that's why it's not done. Now it's a whole new, I think, saga they're gonna do. Like, so it's another trilogy probably that they're just gonna keep. So they're just gonna milk this thing all the way to the end. I think they're not gonna stop.
So as someone who actually beat the game, Jay, are you looking forward to it?
I will play it because I feel like I'm invested in it at this point. I think the main issue is going to be how long it's going to take for this to come out, because we see how long it took for Kingdom Hearts 3 to come out.
Yeah, that was the meme I seen.
Whole decade.
It'll take another 10 plus years. I don't know. But I mean, the graphics do look good, but I just like, I play it just to play it now at this point. I think the nostalgia for me, once Kingdom Hearts 3 finally came out, the nostalgia just like ran its course. Like I was just like, all right, I'm playing it now, so I might as well just see it through. Because you know, I'm not a quitter, so I was just playing it.
Was there a Princess and the Frog world in Kingdom Hearts 3?
No.
It better be in Ford or they're racist.
Better be some black people.
better be some black people, some jambalaya and all that witchcraft.
Not one black person in that entire trailer.
I keep my eye on it. Like if I see some improvements, I just never really liked Kingdom Hearts combat system and like the camera. If I see some improvements there, maybe I'll try it, but like this is kind of bottom of the totem pole for me. I just don't care. Like, this is one of those games where like I know it's gonna have a big fan base. It's gonna be kind of really like super excited, and I just try to stay quiet about it because you don't want to be like a party pooper.
Yeah,
yeah, just leave the beat.
I have literally like a bunch of friends who are like grew up on it and stuff like that, so they love it to death. And I just sit there as like the weird one who just like never got into it as a kid because I was just off playing other games and just let the series. I was like one of those things where like the train left the station, and I was just like, I'm never gonna be able to try this. And I've tried multiple times as I got older to try to play them, and I just can't do it. So I just gave up on it. And I just stay silent when people like come looking around. I'm just like, oh yeah, have fun.
Even when I was a kid, I wasn't that into it. Like I enjoyed the first one, but I think it because I was a kid. By the time the third one came out, I was already like an adult. Like I already wasn't that big into Disney movies as a kid.
I feel like you either were like I feel like if you were a Disney kid, like if you like really love Disney, then you probably really loved Kingdom Hearts. But if you're one of those people like just were like, okay, you know, you watch Disney because obviously you were a kid or whatever it was, but you weren't obsessed about Disney. You probably just played it and was like, all right, yeah, this is a cool game. Like that's how I was. Like I just was like, okay, whatever. And then like, you know, the whole wait for KH3 took so long. You know, I was too big being an edgy kid, like a 2-bit edgy kid playing like Halo and Gears and, you know, like, you know, Call of Duty, you know, shooters and being toxic and stuff as like a little teenager. So it's like Kingdom Hearts looked like a child game to me. So I was like, I'm never playing this game. So
yeah, I think like for a lot more people who are like of our age group who grew up with this, I think one of the things that we want to see was like, well, we know everything that Disney has gathered, you know, in their Infinity Gauntlet since then, right? Yeah. So we were just looking for, all right, well, where's Star Wars? Where's Marvel? Like, yeah, I think that was the main thing. When we didn't get it, that we were like, oh, fuck this game. Like, we don't care anymore.
Yeah, if Thanos pulled up, I care.
Yeah, I think maybe I saw Star Wars, then maybe I'd be like, okay, maybe I'll try this one out and it looks cool. But yeah, it's just they just show all these like other Disney IPs that I just really don't care about.
Yeah, even if it's give me Star Wars, I'll be interested in that if it's in there.
And I think at least I'd be like
a rumor. That's the rumor now.
Which
because you know they've broken down the video a million times. So they said that we've seen something that looks like it's in the Star Wars universe.
If it's Star Wars is more realistic than the other Disney stuff. So.
Yeah, so there's hope once again that maybe, just maybe, they'll finally integrate, you know, some of the other franchises in here, some of the other IPs. So we'll see.
Speaking of Star Wars, y'all saw that Obi-Wan trailer?
Yes.
That shit like heat, bro. Disney Plus is just fucking killing it, bro. Like,
yeah, that and HBO.
Those are the two. If you had to have streamed, those are the two that I would say go with. Those are the best.
And then I give it to Hulu as like a kind of close to there. But
wait, what's on Hulu?
Like Hulu has like some anime stuff that I like to watch, and then on top of that, I think Hulu has a lot of like underrated gems that a lot of people don't know about, but like you just give a shot. Like I can't tell you how many times I've randomly watched something off of Hulu. I just saw the premise and I was like, this seems cool, and I ended up really enjoying it. That's like where I feel like Hulu has been. Netflix is definitely like, I'd say like Hulu has been like 80% of the random things I've watched on Hulu have ended up being really cool, and Netflix has been almost like a 50-50 coin toss.
Netflix is really fucking up because there's a rumor. First of all, they lost money for the first time in like 10 years. They lost over 200,000 subscribers. I think due to like the lack of content, but then like there's a rumor going around that they're about to crack down on people that no, my bad. They lost millions. They found that 200,000 of their users were using sharing passwords, so they're about to crack down on that. And I'm like, yo, if you do the math on that, you're gonna piss a lot of people off, and you're about to lose a lot of money. Like, you just gotta kind of accept that people share passwords. If you make good content, you'll get more subscribers eventually.
Exactly.
Yeah, you see that nobody else has been complaining. I haven't heard any other platform complain about that. Like, I know that Netflix was the first, you know, they're like the OGs, but literally every year, especially during the pandemic, they have raised their prices every year.
It's just delusional to assume that everybody can afford every streaming app. It's become cable again, and it's too much.
Yep.
You know what's a really like underrated streaming app though is Pluto TV channel 800. G4 TV is on there. Also YouTube TV. We're now available on YouTube TV. All right, we're coming to other platforms.
Peacock, bro. Don't sleep on Peacock. I've been trying to tell motherfuckers don't sleep on it.
Yeah. Wait, what's on Peacock? What's on Peacock?
Fresh Prince was on there.
Oh, the Bel Air joint.
Yeah, it's actually
Bel Air was dope.
But hold on. Okay. Everybody's been saying Bel Air is dope, but once again, I'm not downloading one app for one show.
Well, I mean, it has other stuff. You just got to go and check it out.
You know how many Batman movies I've watched I watched them all on HBO Max. There's so much good content on there. If you love superhero stuff,
the new one is on there now.
Yeah. Oh yeah, the Batman
is on there now. Yeah, the Batman. Yep.
There's so much good content.
I need to check out Apple's thing, because there's been a couple shows I've seen like previews, like Severance and Foundation, that look kind of cool. I was like, I've got to.
Yeah,
I forgot Apple.
I ain't gonna lie to you. Apple's spending that cash. They're like getting movies like what should be on a silver screen, and I'm like, dang, like they're trying to make me. Yeah, they're trying to make me actually like get it or know somebody who has it.
Amazon's also pretty good. The I don't know, you guys probably seen it to death, the Twitch ads for that new thing with Thanos in it as a farmer.
Wait, what?
Thanos, he's on a farm and it's like some hole in his
Thanosville?
farm. No, it's called let me see if I can find the name of it. It's called Range something. It's like a like thriller. Let me see.
Only thing I know on Amazon is Man in the High Castle and then The Boys, which I love those shows too.
And Invincible.
Oh yeah, Invincible. I bet that's
low key. Amazon has some heat too.
Yeah, they do. I don't consider Amazon a part of like the streaming
Outer
wars.
Range. That's what it's called.
I don't consider them a part of the streaming wars just for the simple fact that like I got Amazon for Amazon Prime. Their streaming is a bonus. You see what I'm saying?
It's all a bonus.
So it's like it doesn't come to mind first, but their streaming service is really good though.
Yeah, they have some good stuff on here. Like they definitely have some mid. Like there's definitely some mid, but that show I was talking about is called The Outer Range. It's when I say Thanos, I mean his actor, but it's literally his same.
Oh, I thought you literally meant Thanos is like farming with the Infinity Stone.
Amazon stuff on Disney Plus.
That's why I was confused, man. Why you need the Infinity Stone farm?
It's not rolling. But if you watch the trailer, if you just watch the episode, it's literally his voice. He doesn't change anything. So if you close your eyes, it's just literally Thanos. Like you can only hear Thanos. It's actually funny when you think about it.
Sensational.
It look cool.
That's dope.
My man's on some farmland. I don't know about this what he does. I will watch the trailer though.
Just watch the trailer. It's like a thriller. It's like they have some mystery that exists on his farm. Like it's like a hole or something like that does some weird stuff, and people around the town are acting weird or something like that. It's like a thriller type thing. I don't know if it's good. I haven't watched it yet, but you know.
Well, you watch it first, and don't tell us to watch it. You watch it first.
I'm just saying the trailer looked cool. That's all I was saying. I'll watch it after I finish Halo. You know what's also good? On Hulu?
What?
Atlanta. Oh my God, Atlanta is.
I didn't know it was on Hulu.
Yes, season
because
3
it's FX,
so
Hulu has all FX stuff. Yeah,
I mean that's a given though. Yeah, the show's good. Yeah.
It's like this season could end up being like the best one. Like it's been nothing but bangers. Paperboy. Shout out to Paperboy.
Gotta get the paper. I haven't even watched it. I forgot that it came out. There's so many shows.
Yeah, it's good. Like 2 of the episodes are some top tier shit I've ever seen. Like just media in general. It's really good.
Sony invested $1 billion in Epic Games. In the statement, they said, as a creative entertainment company, we are thrilled to invest in Epic to deepen our relationship in the metaverse field, a space where creators and users share their time, said Sony's CEO. Yoshida. We are confident that Epic's expertise, including their powerful game engine combined with Sony's technologies, will accelerate our various efforts such as the development of new digital fan experiences in sports and our virtual production initiatives. As a game developer, what do you think this means, Ethos? Speculate for me.
It means a lot of money is about to change hands, baby, and a lot of bags are about to be made. That's what that means.
In what sense?
Well, Sony is obviously going to be using UE5, so they probably gave them a boatload of an investment, so they don't have to pay back a lot of royalties or make it really low. This means that Epic has more money, so they can produce more content and more tools for UE5, which then means more developers are going to get new tools, which means everybody wins. Everybody wins in a nutshell. That's all it means. Everybody's going to make a lot of money. Everybody's going to make cool games. It's a win-win.
I just hope it means
they're going to acquire them. That does not mean anything like that. So.
I just hope it means these PlayStation, and I'm using exclusives with air quotes right now, come to the Epic Game Store. That's all I hope.
It might be, because if you invest all that money in them, they might also say, all right, as a stipulation, you know, any of the games you make maybe in the future or something like that, you bring them on the Epic platform, you know, which would get people to buy them. But right now they've been putting them on Steam, so, you know, seems like a kind of, you know, awkward where it's like, hey, why are you putting your games? Well, they put their games on the Epic Game Store, but why not?
Yeah, they did. Yeah, they put them both. So.
It's like, hey, make it exclusive on our platform since, you know, you're investing a boatload of money in us, you know, so it's when you get more money.
You're not a game dev, JG, but you're a new homeowner. You're developing your home. Does that mean, does Epic Games and Sony's marriage mean anything to you?
I mean, so I could rebuild my home using the UE5 engine. Yeah, sure.
True.
You renovate your home using UE5.
Yeah, I can renovate it. Yeah, sure.
But
that's I mean, that's interesting though. I mean, I feel like at this point Sony has to do other things in order to, I guess, properly compete, since they, you know, throwing around what little money that they have compared to Microsoft to get, you know, new dev studios and stuff hasn't been panning out so far. I think that this is a good move for them though. I mean, because obviously like UE5 is something freaking powerful, and we already have games that have been confirmed using the UE5 engine, so you know that it makes total sense for them to, you know, invest that money and then, you know, use UE5 for, you know, a lot of their games too. So
ever since Microsoft dropped that bag on Bethesda and Activision, feels like Sony's just throwing money out here and there trying to show, hey, we got a big dick too, look, see, and the Sony ponies are going wild. You said what, Ethos?
It's massive.
Yeah. I mean, got that big Sony pony. What's the name? So rumors have been circulating for the past few weeks that Ubisoft was working on a new BR game, but actually today, right before we started recording a couple hours ago, which is today in which we're recording is April 23rd, 2022. Ubisoft tweeted out that we are in fact not working on a BR game. They're working on a team battle arena game called Project Q. The game is currently in early development and it's being tested. They said it's not a BR game, but the game will feature a variety of PvP modes with one single goal in mind: fun. They don't have plans to add NFTs to this game. You can find out more by registering and taking place in upcoming tests. So if you guys want to register to actually get early access to Project Q, just head on over to the Ubisoft Twitter page. They have the link there, or like their website, I'm pretty sure, and you can register to try the game out. But you know, people, ever since this whole NFT fiasco happened with Ubisoft, as well as some of the games they've been putting out, people really hate this company. I'm not gonna lie, they have been taking a lot of L's. Hyperscape, remember that? So as a giant fuck you, they weren't lying. They are doing like early development tests of the game, and one of the testers for the game actually leaked footage of it. We were able to see it. We're not going to show it in the video for legal reasons, but it doesn't hurt to describe what we saw, you know. So based off what we saw, it's kind of got a Fortnite cartoony style to it. It's a PvP game mode. I mean, PvP game, giving me kind of Overwatch, Fortnite vibes. It looks terribly generic to me. It looks like it might get hyped for like a week or a month, and then like, I don't know, I just didn't see anything here that's gonna blow my mind. It looks like another hero shooter to me. How you feel, Ethos, about Project Q?
Meh. That's all you get. I know what you're trying to do. That's all you get from me.
You know what's funny? When I saw this gameplay, I was sitting there thinking, I was like, what happened to that first-person shooter that was supposed to come out from Ubisoft, the free-to-play game?
Oh, you didn't hear? You didn't hear what happened?
What happened to it? I remember I played it.
They cut the Tom Clancy name off of it, and they're, I guess, heavily reworking it right now because of the backlash they got as a Tom Clancy. So they're not even going to include it to be in the Tom Clancy verse. They're just going to make a bunch of characters and stuff like that, basically.
That game is going to fail too because it's terribly generic. It's literally Call of Duty.
All the games they've launched recently that have not been outside their main franchise have been generic. So,
any thoughts on Project Q, Jay?
Ubisoft, I love y'all, but I don't want to see this game come out. From what we've seen, it just looks like one of those games that is not going to catch any steam. And at this point, I'm sick of you all taking L's. I think that you all just need to stick to like the franchises that people know and love, and don't put NFTs into it, because I think even if people do, you know, actually start embracing NFTs as a whole, I don't think that Ubisoft is going to, get the people on it. I think that other companies might, find a better way to do it. That people are like, hey, like it's cool, but I think that Ubisoft already pissed people off. So I think that anything they do going forward, unless it's like years upon years down the line, I don't think that they're going to catch up to it. But looking at this leaked footage, I'm sorry, it just looks hella generic. And I know they're like, Epic, they're coming out with Rumble first. Like, it just looks like you're trying to compete with Epic at this point.
Just accept. You're not gonna make a Fortnite, Ubisoft. It's okay.
Yeah.
Just accept it. You can't make a Fortnite.
It looks like a mobile game.
Just accept it. It's okay.
It looks like Knockout City mixed with Rumbleverse. Like, it just, I don't understand like why they're going this route. Like, just the shooters that they have been coming out with over the past few years, just it's like we can tell that like you're just grasping, like you're just trying to get into these different genres, but you're just not doing it correctly. Or maybe you're just not the studio, the developer to actually make these games good. So I'm just trying to figure out at this point why are we making these decisions to make these type of games that we know will die. If you get a month out of people, then that's a win out of you. But you want people to be able to play this game 6 months to a year down the line. And just people are not going to catch on. People aren't looking for these type of games anymore. So it's time to, I get there, they're trying to get, it's not like they're just trying to get out of these franchises and stop, making, a whole bunch of Assassin's Creed, which, they already stopped doing those annually. And they're just desperately trying to find something else. And just none of these games just are hitting. So I'm tired of them, doing this stuff. And I don't understand why.
I think Ubisoft is suffering from an identity crisis. They were like the heavy hitters of the 360 PS3, as well as riding into, they rode that wave as well, that success into the PS4 era with the Assassin's Creed, the Far Cry, those types of games. But since Far Cry 3 and like Assassin's Creed 2, they really haven't like innovated much. They kind of just been coasting on the success of their giants. And they're suffering from identity crisis because people got tired of it. Like the Ghost Recon's flopped. That free-to-play game we were just talking about flopped. I think this Project Q is gonna flop. They need to innovate, and I think there's a reason why. There's literally another article I just read this morning about there's another attempt right now at a potential hostile takeover at Ubisoft. Maybe their leadership is just not, they've been involved in like various scandals within the company. It just seems like they're unfocused, and then
gave up. Feels like they gave up.
It feels like they especially gave up after Watch Dogs Legion. Like it's kind of just been downhill.
I say even Legion itself. I don't even say that. I say before that. I would say, man, I'm trying to think. What's the last time? I think the last time they tried was Origins.
Yeah. I enjoyed Odyssey. I did really enjoy Odyssey.
But a lot of people felt Odyssey was just like,
it was divisive. It was divisive.
Of Origins, you know what I mean? Like that's what people felt it was a lot.
That's what they felt. But if you played the game, it was different enough, in my opinion. It was much more, like I feel like Origins was more grounded. It was. I would say Odyssey is just a flat out fun game, magic based game.
Yeah.
I think the problem with them too is just freaking the NFTs. Like I said, did they have an identity crisis? I don't know, man. They keep taking fucking L's.
The crypto stuff. It's just like, just stop, man. Like they used to be, what's crazy? I remember Ubisoft used to be known for a long time ago. We used to say that Ubisoft would make these great games with like cool ideas. Like they make a bunch of cool ideas, but the thing about Ubisoft was that usually their execution was off. And sometimes the games just wouldn't be like as good as they could have been, but they had a cool idea, and a lot of their games were unique in that respect. Now they're not even unique anymore. They're just trying to chase a trend or something like that. They don't feel like they try to like experiment and make something unique and different, even if it isn't that well executed, which sucks. But hey, it is what it is.
Yeah, literally,
they are so lucky they have Siege, man. If they didn't have Siege, I think they'd be screwed.
Dang, that's crazy. Yeah,
which reminds me, they put out a Rainbow game. That one sucked too. Damn.
Yeah, it did.
The zombie joint. That's crazy. My bad.
Yeah, I would say I think Watch Dogs are probably like the last like pretty good franchise, and even that took a while to catch on because the first Watch Dogs everybody was like then they moved to the second one, right? And then we told them like the second one is some heat, like y'all need to try it out. And then Legion was just okay. Like Legion didn't push the needle further. Yeah, so it's like, once again, like you have a good franchise and then you do something, you continue doing the same thing. You don't find, some really unique ideas and ways to innovate on that franchise, and then it just ends up being another super open world. Like you take 70-80 hours to beat this, and that's just not what we're looking for anymore. Like Elden Ring was good for different reasons as to why, like, you know, it took so long, like because they innovated on their formula and made it open world. But like, and then, you know, we talked about the controversy with you all, you know, former Ubisoft people hating on Elden Ring and there, and it's just, bro, you just keep taking L's. It's like, y'all just need to shut up, go back to the drawing board, work on Splinter Cell, because that's what people really want. We want Splinter Cell at this point, and like it doesn't matter how. Yeah, it doesn't, bro. And I don't want it to be like that. I really don't. I don't want to mess up Splinter Cell, but they probably will, though. It just seemed like with everything's been going on, yeah, you're gonna find a way to mess up that too. So I really don't know what they can do at this point, but I just think they need to. Maybe it is the leadership at the end of the day, because I ain't even really think about that. But yeah, maybe there is no true leadership, and who's ever the head right now is just saying, hey, just try to come up with something now. And we're just coming up with a bunch of crap that's like just gonna end up being a fly-by-night type of situation.
I know Phil Spencer's definitely like, he's definitely staring like, it seems like y'all need some new leadership.
Do you really want to buy Ubisoft though?
For their franchises, yeah, I'd buy it.
Yeah, I would, yeah.
Yeah, to gain that. Think why,
if I could get them for the low.
Well, yeah, you probably can get them for probably relatively cheap considering all the controversy and stuff like that. I mean, obviously you're gonna have to.
They're not Activision money, but like what they paid for Bungie, they paid them like $3 billion, probably like that 3 to 5, I think.
Well, they're bigger than Bungie. Bungie was overvalued like hell. Like they were not worth no $3 billion. That was what.
But Destiny is popping though. Still, it's still popping.
It's still no $3 billion. It's just no way in hell.
Ubisoft don't got nothing, bro.
No. But this is why though. That's one franchise. We're talking one franchise. Ubisoft still has Siege. It has it has the entire Tom Clancy suite, so you get all their IP.
True.
Any Tom Clancy, that means you get access to Rainbow Six, you get access to Splinter Cell, you get access to The Division, which was good. You get access to, so you get like a boatload of IPs that you're gonna get a hold of. And remember, that was the same thing with Activision, right? They bought Activision, yeah, because of course they get the cash cow, which is Call of Duty, but they had all those dormant IPs that they're also gonna be able to get access to and make like sequels of, or bring them back from the dead, which is like the idea, right? Can bring Tony Hawk back, can bring like a bunch of other things that have just been dormant. And Ubisoft has a shitload of stuff that's been dormant for a while. So yeah, like, you know, there's a lot of cool stuff I think they could pull off. They could bring back you.
So estimation in comparison. So Bethesda was 7.5 and Activision was 68. So where would you say that Ubisoft realistically would be?
I think that 3 range is fine, because I wouldn't put Ubisoft above Bethesda.
I would not above Bethesda. I put them above Bungie for sure.
Above Bungie.
I would say 5 to 10. I think 15 on a good scale. If you're really valuing Splinter Cell and Assassin's Creed.
Their market cap is 4.171 billion.
So 5. That's a good number right there.
I would go 5 or 6 and buy them out like that.
Okay.
Freaking
and you get Assassin's Creed. I mean, granted, regardless of what we think about Assassin's Creed, like that sells every year. Like Valhalla sold the most out of their entire franchise.
That's like their one glimmer of hope that they've had recently is Valhalla, and even still, that had some flack because I've seen a lot of people, including me, talk about how they quit the game because it's
too big.
It's too big. Well, they put out that article saying it's smaller, and then it turned out I think it was bigger than Odyssey.
That was a lie, bro. Big cap.
Damn.
I got to the part where they got over to you get over to England, and I was like, God damn, this map is fucking big. I got at least 75% of that map filled. I was like, all right, I'm making it through. I'm gonna get to the end. Then they showed me fucking Valhalla, and I turned the game
off. That's literally when I quit too. I beat the England part, and then you get to the part where the gods are at, and I said, wait, there's 5 more maps? Nah, we're done.
I'm done. Fuck this shit. Because I got near the end of the England part, and I was like, and then they introduced Valhalla to me, and I said, fuck that.
I don't think so.
I'm good off this. I'm turning this shit
watching
off.
the ending on YouTube. Fuck.
I'm not mad at y'all. Yeah, I'm not mad at y'all because I beat it, but I'm not mad at y'all for quitting.
Yeah, for people too, like I was like, I got damn Excalibur, I got the fucking rare weapons and armor that were hard as fuck to get your hands on. You had to go through a bunch of quests to do. I did it all just to fucking quit and just say fuck.
I think what makes a game like that really bad is nothing changes. Nothing changes between the 20th hour and the 100th hour in that game.
And the
like after about 20
story,
hours,
so
you've seen
much
everything
dead.
you need to see.
There's so much dead zone in the middle of the game. There's so much boring shit in the middle where it's just like certain quests of the certain regions are just boring. They're just not.
I don't think any like open world game needs to be longer than like 20 to 50 hours tops, unless it really does something like Elden Ring, where there's a lot of unique boss patterns, fights with unique boss patterns and stuff, where it keeps you in game, or there's like lore and like unique.
But it's
items.
also because Elden Ring had a bunch of different biomes that felt different. Like, you know, you'd be in the swamp,
level design,
and then the levels, the staging of the levels. Then you'd be in a volcano manor. It was the level design was really good. And fucking Valhalla, it was just damn forest. It was forest everywhere. Fucking.
And it was raining. It was Cleveland. It was drowsy.
It was raining and shit. It was really orange. Yeah.
I just want to point out that this is like, I think, the 4th consecutive episode that we brought up Elden Ring. Oh my god,
Elden Ring
so good, bro.
it's just better.
It's just better.
Oh, good luck, Starfield. Good luck.
Yeah, good. You're gonna need it. You're gonna need it.
What's going on, y'all? This is UTXJG, the Don, 1/3 of the Game and Illuminati podcast. Now, after our last pod, we saw Sonic 2 get some major praise from fans and critics alike. Our resident Sonic fan, Ace of All Trades, loved the movie. Now our sponsor for this episode, Zavi, dropped a dope collection to commemorate the franchise. But this time we are putting our focus on Fantastic Beasts: The Secret of Dumbledore, which dropped in theaters on the 15th. I actually really like this franchise and it's definitely been slept on, especially for Harry Potter fans. Check this out. Now, of course, Zavi had to show this franchise some love with their own collection that dropped this week. Check out some dope clothing, including t-shirts, hoodies, and even sneakers. Check out our link in the description or search Zavi.com and use the code GI Podcast at checkout for 20% off. If you want to purchase anything else outside of clothing, you can use the code and get 10% off. Now, Fantastic Beasts not your thing? Zavi also dropped some new Call of Duty and Game of Thrones items to fit your fandom needs. Stay tuned because Zavi has some Moon Knight and other Marvel collections that are on the way in the next upcoming weeks. Remember, go to Zavi.com, that's ZAVVI.com, and use the code GI Podcast for 20% off of clothing and 10% off of other items. Take your love of video games and pop culture to the next level with Zavi.
What's the name? More game developer talk. Epic Games did a State of Unreal Engine. They announced that the Unreal Engine 5 is available to everybody. Before, it was kind of just in pre-release to, you know, certain developers, early access. But now anybody can use it, and then they announced a whole slew of different games that are going to be using it in the next coming couple of years. Why is this exciting? Why should gamers care that Unreal 5 is available to everybody, Ethos?
Because it's unreal.
All right, bro, get off the podcast.
No, I mean, that's really what he needs to say. That's all he needs to say, bro.
Fucking chill.
I'm ready to be an evangelist. Fucking epic. No, I played around. I got early access to it, so I played around with it sometime last year when they dropped that. It was the one with the robot that was like do the beams and stuff like that. When they dropped that demo, I got access to it and I played that. I messed around with that, and no, it's really good. It is as advertised. It's a great engine. It's a upgrade from 4, like in almost like every way. The UI is kind of cool. They've done some overhauls in the back end. The crazy part that everyone's calling is witchcraft is like the nanite system. I'll just make it long story short. So basically, what the system does is So everything in a video game has like polygons, right? Has like a certain like poly count, right? And the more poly counts you have in a certain thing, it basically adds more detail to it. You're basically adding like these little like I don't even know how to describe it, like different like shapings and stuff like that help bring out the definition and detail of a certain model. So the more of these you add, the more complex your model can look and more real or more details you can add to it. But the con of this, of course, is the more you add, the more expensive it is for the game to run. And if you have a bunch of these things running, this is what causes basically like frame drops, issues where like your frame rate's not being able to hit a consistency, or low weekend computers can't run it simply because there's just so much detail that the computer has to run with the GPU and it doesn't have enough, so it just starts to lose frame rate. So what this engine does, the big thing about Nanite is it allows you to basically create hyper detailed static meshes, which is like, think of it like a statue, and you could put millions of these like tries and make the try count on them like insane, like massively insane compared to what we used to have. So like beforehand, for optimization, we might have a statue that might be 5,000, right? So it might look a little blurry here and there, might not have that much detail, but now we can have a full on like photorealistic scanned in from the real world model with like millions of of tries in it, and like it still runs optimized on the game engine without any need of optimization from like an artist, which is usually where artists has to go in and like create like a high poly version and a low poly, and then the game engine does little things here and there to manipulate how the quality of it looks when you like get close to it and you walk away from it. This basically eliminates that, so it makes making art better, and it allows you to put more bigger, high, like detailed things in your scenes without it like tanking your frame rate. And the lighting system also is like dynamic in real time, so you can do a bunch of cool stuff with ray tracing, and just the lighting can look realistic. So a lot of it's graphical stuff that I think you'll definitely notice. Like you're gonna notice like nothing like it won't be like a PS2 to like Xbox 360 change. Like it's not gonna be something like that type of jump, but you will notice like more higher detail quality levels of environments and worlds and stuff like that. And just basically open world games are gonna look a lot more insane than they've used to look. So yeah.
Translation into English for people who didn't understand all that nerd talk. A, the games will look better, and B, there are a lot of tools in place in Unreal 5 that will streamline making games easier for developers. Was that about it?
Yeah, you could say it like that. Yeah. There's more to it, but yeah, that's the gist of it. Yeah. Try it out. It's free. That's the cool thing. You can actually try it out without having any knowledge. You just download it and give it a couple hours and just play around with it.
You ever wanted to make your own game about a BBC? There you go.
Yeah, you can do it. You can get a BBC cock in there.
Wait, how do people that want to try out the Unreal Engine, how do they download it if they want to start their indie game development?
If you have Epic Games Launcher for Fortnite, you have it. You just open that up, and then there's literally an Unreal section, and you can download the engine for free right there. And that's all you gotta do.
Hop on YouTube University.
Yeah. And the thing about Unreal that's been always good is they have a boatload of good learning and like teaching and tutorials. So literally, you could just go on the Epic Game Launcher, and you can like read their educational material and just learn how to make a game just by watching their tutorials.
What a blessing.
Take some time, yeah. Definitely try it out. You have no con of like learning something new, and it could turn into a job, get you some money. So hey.
Breaking news. As of 1 hour ago, the official Evo account just tweeted out registration for Evo 2022 is now live at evo.gg. The tournament will take place in Las Vegas, Nevada on August 5th to the 7th. You can get your ass beat in Street Fighter 5, Guilty Gear Mortal Kombat, Tekken 7, King of Fighters 15. I can't read this one on the right. What the fuck is that? Oh, Melty Blood, Skullgirls, Dragon Ball Fighters, and Grand Blue Fantasy Versus.
You said Strive's in there?
Yeah, Guilty Gear Strive's in.
Okay.
Those are the games. That's the lineup for this year. No Smash Bros.
Yeah, Smash Bros. Oh, man.
So expect your timeline to be butthurt, people. No Smash Bros. On the timeline. How you feeling about this? I know you're a big Evo fan, Jay.
I mean, Nintendo been going through it again with the Smash community, so it's gonna be sad.
Can you blame him? Can you blame him?
Come on, bro. I'm sorry, dog. Wait.
Come on, can you blame him after the way the Smash community's been acting the last couple of years? Can we really blame him?
Wait, what happened in the Smash community? I feel
I have to go through the list? Do I really have to go through the list?
Besides they
has been some controversy. That's not the thing. Not the thing. But there have been some controversy in in one of the finals. Some of the players ended up like they were just messing around. They didn't take it seriously, so people were kind of upset at that one. Ethos, what else am I missing? I know that was.
Oh, I think I seen it. Was it that clip where the two players were both Bayonetta and they were just dancing and shit?
Yeah.
They were really in competition.
You have that. You have pedophiles. You have.
Oh, that's all you had to say. No, say no more. You're going to jail. You're going to jail. Lock his ass up.
Sexual harassment. You got Me Too. Remember that's what Evo went down for like a year.
Matter of fact, keep them off the stage. Fucking freaks.
And Nintendo's more sensitive to it because they're family friendly. So they heard about this, they pulled out. It's like hell no. I can put our franchise in front of Evo after all that.
That's literally all you had to say. Oh, pedos, you're going to jail.
Yeah.
You hear that shit?
I just love to remind people about smashing Minecraft. I just love to remind people about that all the time.
Community is full of degenerates. What's the name? Saints Row, they made a splash online in the past week. They did a little 20-minute press conference where they did a whole reveal on the customization system of their game. Originally, when Saints Row, the new reboot, was announced, it got a lot of hate because it had a kind of more of like a cartoony Fortnite style, which is in contrast with the concept of the Third Street Saints being like this gang-related GTA style of game. But surprisingly, I don't know if you guys took a look at this trailer. The customization is really deep in this, but I was surprised, at least on this IGN trailer, it has 19,000 likes on it right now. And I was reading the comments, it's overwhelmingly positive. So it seems like the narrative on this game is starting to change, because if you do watch this trailer right here is 5 minutes, and it's just 5 minutes of straight customization in terms of how you can make your character look, your vehicles, the different clothing, and it is deep. Like, it looks like you can spend a lot of time in the menus just making whatever you want, which is really dope. That means everybody's playthrough is going to be different because of the way in which you express yourself. I like to see when games do stuff like this. It gets me excited, and I'm glad to see the narrative is kind of shifting on it and people are being a little bit more open-minded, because when they first announced this game, I personally didn't understand why people were so mad. Like, it's like the game's always been kind of silly. Like, it's a reboot. Let's wait for more gameplay before we're like super judgmental of it. I wasn't blown away, but I wasn't like pissed either. How you guys feeling about this new customization announcement?
It's definitely a dub. It's definitely a dub for them. They needed it too, because a lot of people were like, I agree with you. They were acting a little batshit insane about the reveal trailer and acting like it was like the worst shit they've ever seen in their lives. But I think this trailer kind of shows that, like, yeah, this is actually kind of insane, this level of customization and the options that you have. Saints Row is always yeah, it's kind of crazy, because, you know, Saints Row has always been known to have like cool customization stuff, but just seeing them like push it even further now, like, you know, and like it looks like for the first time ever, black people are gonna actually be able to look like themselves in a game. That's gonna be fun. I actually had arguments about people who, you know, said that about Elden Ring, like how terrible Elden Ring's character creator was, and that it wasn't far-fetched just be like, yo, can you make something at least decent? But this is honestly like what we should expect.
How do y'all gauge what's good and what's bad character creator systems?
Elden Ring's is terrible. Try to make a black character on that. That is absolutely abysmal. It's the worst. Like, in my opinion, a good character creator is like, I can create something pretty close to like something of like me. Basically, can I create myself? That's how I weigh it a lot of times. Can I create myself? If I can't create myself or something close to me, then I don't think it's a good character creator. Because if the whole point is to create my identity and avatar for myself, and I can't create myself in the game, I think you failed.
I think a good creator is like,
I'm not even crazy.
Yourself, but then also being able to create things like Marvel superheroes and stuff, like just literally kind of anything. Like when
out of the box things. When
I think of a good character creator, I always think of the Soul Calibur series. There were so many cool characters that I made inside of that game. Just let you spend time in the menus having fun. That's how you keep people on your servers. What about you, Jay?
Nah, I was looking at this character customization. I was like, yo, they went all in on this one. Like you all mentioned, they always had some good character customization creator, but like they look like they stepped it up like 2 notches on this one from what we used to seeing. Like, this is actually pretty insane. So I mean, just from that alone, like you could spend like hours just trying to create your character in this one. I was like, wow, like I totally was not expecting them to go like this deep into the customization. So and it's still wacky too. Like, they're still holding true to you know, what made the Saints Row franchise what it was. So hopefully, you know, people are excited about this one. And you mentioned the you know, how many likes that this video got. So I think that people are actually like, you know, they've finally turned around. They're like, okay, like, you all didn't change it up too much. You're not trying to make yourself, you know, too realistic, even though the you know, the graphics have changed. Now that we see the customization here, we see that it's, you know, still the same Saints Row.
For sure. So I'm pretty sure we'll see more this summer that game. I'm excited to see, because I've always enjoyed Saints Row more than GTA.
It's out in August, so that'll be fun.
Yes, sir. A classic is coming back in the form of a remake. Rockstar recently announced in collaboration with Remedy that they will be doing remakes of Max Payne 1 and 2. It'll be coming to the PC, PS5, and the Xbox Series X, as well as the S. Remedy will be handling the development of the game, and then Rockstar is the one that'll be financing the production. They said in a press release, "We're thrilled when our longtime friends at Remedy approached us about remaking the original Max Payne game," said Rockstar. "We're massive fans of the work that Remedy team has created over the years, and we can't wait to play their new version." So this is not a remaster, but in reimagining, a remake. Think of like the recent Ratchet and Clank remake that was on the PS4, or Spyro. Like, where not only going to improve the visuals, but like quality of life changes. And because it's a remake, I can make the argument that there's a chance to even change a little bit of the narrative there, as well as like retooling anything. Because the Final Fantasy VII remake, from my understanding, they changed some of the narrative from the original game as well, and people ended up loving it. So they're gonna play with it a little bit. You guys big Max Payne fans? You care? I'm not saying Absolutely. They will. By the way, I'm just saying there's a chance for that for the people listening.
Absolutely, day one pickup, 100%. I'm behind this. Shout outs to Remedy, because that's better, because I'd have been more concerned if it was Rockstar that was developing it, but to hear that it's Remedy actually doing it, and after they did Control, yeah, I'm 100% on board with this. I'm very excited.
Yeah, I actually agree with what you just said about with the Rockstar thing, because here's a hot take. I feel like people were quick to forget that Rockstar dropped one of the biggest L's of this year in that damn GTA remaster, just pure greed and laziness.
Terrible.
If Ubisoft would have did that, or EA would have did that, they
never would have heard the end of it.
They're still on Battlefield's ass, and rightfully so. But like, yeah, you would have never heard the end of it, but because it's Rockstar, you know, just let it slide. That shit was ass. But you know, it is what it is. I'm a big Max Payne fan too. I love it. Any game where I can slow down time and air it out. You know, I'm trying to do that shit.
The Resident shooter, the Resident Evil shooter.
So I'm 100% excited about it. The only thing one little caveat that I have is with Remedy is they did just come off the heels of the release of Crossfire X's campaign. Which
that doesn't count.
I know.
That doesn't count. Come on, man. That doesn't count. That doesn't count. No.
I had to listen. You're gonna hear my suffering today. I had to review that game for X Play. Game fucking sucks, bro.
I know.
It's literally one of the worst games ever created, bro.
That wasn't Remedy's fault. You know that that was a pay to build deal.
I don't want to hear it.
That's not Remedy's fault, bro. I refuse to accept that was Remedy's fault. I reject that.
I'm playing. I said, "Oh my god, I can't believe they made this."
I reject
That's the only one I'm like, they are coming off the heels of Crossfire X. I don't know. Control was not their last game, guys.
Nah, they had some interns help them with that. They ain't no way. Nah, their team was busy working on these backspace, bro. They probably just had some little like closet skeleton crew work on those, bro. Ain't no way. Ain't no way, dog. Especially after Control. Nah, ain't no way.
What about you, Jay?
All right, I'm gonna be on the opposite end of the spectrum here. I'm not excited about this. The reason why. Boo,
no, this is a mature podcast. He's entitled to it.
We're mature, yeah.
No, yes, man.
Let me speak my truth. While it's cool, and I do love Remedy, so I'll give you all that. I do like Remedy, and I love Control. And while remaking Max Payne 1 and 2 are cool, I would rather them start working on either some continuations of these games or go to another franchise that Rockstar has. People have been screaming about Bully since forever, so where's that? Midnight Club, where's that? You all literally just remade the GTA series, and really not too many people like that because there were still the same glitches that were in the original GTA series in there, and then you had the major L with this Rockstar Plus or GTA Plus program. So I just want to see something else or another IP or GTA 6 maybe. So I wasn't excited about this. I'm just like, really, what's going on? Why are we still remaking these games? So that's really my issue. I'm not saying that I'm not going to play it. I'm just not excited about it compared to them, you know, possibly talking about another series or even remaking Bully at that. Like, I wasn't expecting Max Payne. I would have rather them remake Bully, but I really just want them to continue Bully or just work on some other franchise that you all have and don't let them be dormant and just continuously talk about freaking GTA all the time.
I accepted Bully's never coming back, man.
Man, it's a shame, bro.
I know. They're too busy milking GTA 5. They don't give a fuck about Bully, bro.
What about Manhunt? Like, I'm tired of these series that just don't get touched, bro.
Yep.
We need to bully them into releasing it.
Yeah, we need to bully them.
But they're not, bro. You know the biggest way to bully them is
get
stop
Hopkins
freaking buying freaking shark cards and playing GTA Online.
Unfortunately, kids, you know, the kids now that play GTA like that, they didn't play Bully back in the day, bro. They just all play GTA now. That's all they do.
They don't know, though. I keep seeing people talk about Midnight Club. It's like, man, what's up with your soundtrack? Like, y'all remember this game? Like,
yeah. House real big. It cost me.
Yeah, bro. I don't know, dog. I only know a GTA.
Yeah. GTA. I mean, you can Midnight Club in GTA. Just drive around with the car, I guess.
I guess.
Let's see. Oh, back to Ubisoft. It's been rumored for a while, but now there's actual video footage online that surfaced. There's a new Assassin's Creed game in the works for VR, titled Assassin's Creed Nexus. It leaked onto Reddit. I have the link right there if you guys can check out the footage. It's just a quick little GIF or whatever.
You gonna give me a headache?
It's gone. It's gone.
No, it's not. I'm hovering over it. I'm looking at it. Yeah, hover your mouse over it. It'll show the footage. The link.
This on Android? What the?
Yeah, so that's what I was about to say. The most fascinating thing about this, I was like, did I read that correct? Android footage? Oh my goodness, bro. So I don't know, man. This is who the fuck asked for it. I love Assassin's Creed. I don't want to play this in VR.
It doesn't even show me no gameplay. I don't even know what this is.
But just the fact that there's a menu of it, like there's actual footage of like the animus and stuff. I'm just trying to imagine myself playing Assassin's Creed in the Oculus Rift, and it just sounds like it's gonna make my head and my stomach hurt.
Headache, definitely a headache.
I'm good off of this jumping from building to building. You look stupid in your house jumping on the couch and shit, trying to get across from a building. So in the rumor, this is rumors by the way, nothing confirmed, but there is some footage. It could be Photoshop footage, we don't know. It says the arsenal you'll get in the game is a sword, a hidden blade, throwing knife, smoke bombs, and crossbow. Combat is timing based. You have to wait until your enemy lowers his guard and then strike fast. Mission design is linear, so no open world. The missions are fairly big. Backtracking is a thing. And for movement, parkour works by holding the A button and walking towards climbable things.
No, no.
This sounds
in
like
a VR
awful.
space. Nah, that sounds like Vertigo. I'm good. Nah, I'm good. Nope.
Not a fan of that.
Nope.
Yeah, I'm good off of that too. So yeah, Assassin's Creed Nexus. Look out for that. There's a chance that it could come out.
For the small player base that actually has VR headsets. Have fun.
Well, yeah.
Where's your VR headset? In a closet.
It's in a closet. Yeah, it is.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly. Case in point.
Yeah, there's nothing on there that I really want to play. What I will say is though, I feel like more people would own VR headsets if they knew it was cheaper. I still think there's that perception that it's expensive.
Yep.
Like when I went to Costco the other day, they had a stockpile of them. Oculuses. The one I have, the Oculus Quest 2, $300 just sitting there. Like I don't think people know that it's gotten a lot cheaper. And you don't need. And then I don't think they advertise that you don't need a computer. That is a key component. Everything's built into the headset. They don't advertise that.
No. I was just about to say, because you remember when everybody were getting their, Christmas gifts and everybody got an Oculus. I was about to ask. I was like, hell, y'all still playing it or is it in the closet?
Yeah,
I was just about to tweet that the other day.
The only killer app on there is VR chat. After that, it's like, They had a whole Meta Quest showcase, which by the way, I didn't even know.
That was terrible.
They changed it from the Oculus to the Meta Quest. I'm like, what the fuck, man?
It's terrible, man.
Yeah, they announced Ghostbusters VR, a new Walking Dead game, some game called Bone Lab, NFL Pro Era, what's it, Among Us VR, that's probably the highlight. Red Matter 2, Aspire. It's really just a bunch of shooters.
They already modded Among Us VR too. That's crazy.
Yeah, it's in VR chat. It's literally a world that you can just hop into.
Oh, they did? Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's been around for a while. Rune Magus, which is like a JRPG. That looks kind of interesting. City VR. Resident Evil 4, that's another highlight. But once again, it's mostly just kind of shooters. That's like the go-to game to make in VR, and I'm just waiting for somebody to make a definitive experience that is not a first-person shooter.
I did see people talking about Ghostbusters though. That actually looked all right, but I'm still on the fence. Like I'm still not a fan of the VR in your household yet. I don't know when I'll actually get into it, but I think that Oculus finally, over the past year or so, since they've been, putting it into more hands, into more households. Like I think they're kind of gaining steam. But like I said, I just don't know how many people are still playing it. Like they got it as a gift. And they're like, oh, like this is cool, but it was short lived. Like I don't think the people are still actively playing their Oculus or their Meta Quest every single day, or like they just, like I said, it's just gaining dust at this point. So I don't know what it's really going to take for the majority of gamers to be like, hey, like I actually want an Oculus or a Meta Quest now. I don't know what's going to be their killer app.
Number 38 gonna love this NFL Pro Era. Did you see the trailer on this?
I just watched it.
Yeah, number 38 gonna love this, right? Get to really be in the football game, boy. Gonna take you back to the glory days.
Nah, he don't need to play this now because he doing it in real life. Well, acting in real life, so he doesn't need to do this.
He up. Yeah. So yeah, more games coming to that. And then last but not least, some pre-alpha footage for Skate 4 was released online purposely. It wasn't leaked. A developer actually published it, just kind of showing them kind of the systems that they're putting in place, laying the foundation for it. Super early footage, but I saw a lot of flack it caught on Reddit. People were saying they're not buying this game. It looks like it's going to be trash. And like what I got out of this is it just kind of reminded me of why I've become more and more reclusive as the older I get. Just how stupid people are. they were just showing, hey, we're working on it. We're just trying to show you kind of the foundation we're working with. We're trying to get the movement system down. None of this is finished.
Shit, you can do it, Joe.
Yeah, and like to me it looked all right.
This looks good.
To me it looked all right, but like because it didn't have their favorite skaters, it wasn't a definitive city, the music wasn't playing. I'm like, bro, it's pre-alpha
This is what
footage.
games look like. Like this is how they look. Right?
They don't. They
This
don't.
is literally what they look like.
And they look like that for a while too.
Yeah, they look for a long while. Like you could go back and find God of War prototype footage, and it looks just like this.
This
looks good. Foundation, but this looks good.
Yeah, see, now you can appreciate this ethos, and like us, because we've seen, this type of footage, and we've even been able to play this type of footage at some points. Like, we can appreciate this, but the average consumer, they, like it says, sometimes showing the world this type of footage is a bad thing. It's a negative. Like, as a developer, you're like, oh, okay, this is a positive. People had been wanting to see something, because I remember when they just announced Skate 4, right? Like, people were like hype, but there are all the people, I want to see something. What are you doing? And people, like, the people who make these games, they care about these games. It's their passion, right?
That's so
and they
cool.
want it, and they want to show you something, and then they show you something, and then you get upset. You don't appreciate it because they showed it too early. So like sometimes and I get, you just want to show something, but maybe some people should just wait, because the internet just doesn't appreciate this shit. And I hate to say it, like, everybody's just entitled these days, and they don't want to see this stuff. So like it's a shame. It's really a shame, but this looks nice.
Poor game developers. They were just trying to be transparent with their audience and say, hey, we're working on something. This is where we're at. Don't take it too seriously. We're just trying to, show you every step of the way, trying to communicate with their audience. I feel like it's them trying to be more community driven, and it backfires. It goes to show you, like I always say, you had to be careful about when you show people what you're working on, because just because you're mentally capable of meeting people where they're at doesn't mean they can return the favor. Always assume things for the worst common
Shout out to the
denominator.
skate devs. I love seeing this type of shit. This is actually cool.
Yeah, this is some type of stuff that, like, if they wanted to release it super early on, I'd say release it to, like, I don't know, like a Patreon audience, like a super loyal audience that really wants to, not just general public though.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to keep this up closed off, and that's why a lot of developers do keep this up closed off and only invite a certain amount of people.
That's why they don't be
saying
like shit. Yeah, they just don't
exactly.
be silent for like months, and they'd be like, "Why the devs don't communicate with us?" This is exactly why they don't. This shit right here is exactly the reason why they don't.
Why y'all not talking, man? Y'all ain't said nothing in 3 years. This is why.
Game don't work. Game probably fucking dead. Is exactly why.
The game might not even come out for another 2 or 3 years, and there's dead ass gonna be somebody on a Reddit forum. They're gonna be like, "Hey, you picking up Skate 4? No, bro. Remember, I seen that shit 3 years ago, bro. That shit is ass. Like, bro, that shit was 3 years ago, bro. What are you talking about? No, that's my story, and I'm sticking to it, bro. I'm good. Hell nah.
That's wild.
It is what it is. But that's all I got. If you guys want to see that Skate 4 footage, just look it up on Twitter or like Reddit. It's not hard to find. That's all I got on the show notes. Y'all want to add anything else to the conversation before we wrap it up?
Hey, you forgot 2 big things, man.
I did. What was it?
Yeah. You forgot about Halo Infinite update coming out May 3rd.
I had it on the notes. I took it off because I don't care.
How you gonna throw a Halo show and not talk about the Halo update? I don't care.
I didn't see nothing that was what was in it that was worth raving home. I didn't see
not
anything.
a damn thing. I was gonna slander it more.
The joke wrote itself. That's exactly why I took it off the notes. Ooh, a new map.
I just wanted to slander Halo Infinite.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Oh no, but the other thing,
you had me feeling bad, like I dead ass missed because it was on the notes this morning and I took it off.
Content, bro.
Because here's what I do, right? Here's what I do. How I make the notes. Like I can't read every single article, but like when I'm working, I'm on my phone on my break, and if I catch something like a headline, I'll just copy and paste the link, and then when it's time to do the show, that's when I organize everything. And what still is like resonates with me is what I keep on the show notes. When I look back at it a second time, I was like, who gives a fuck about the season pass for this shit is nothing, bro. Like, yeah.
For 6 months of development, we're getting only 2 maps.
It's such a shame.
Wait, so what was the second story? What was the second story?
Overwatch 2 beta starts next week.
So I guess we'll talk about that on the next. Wait, how do you get access to that?
You just sign up on their website. But the thing I was bringing up was a bunch of YouTubers and a bunch of people who got access to the alpha made videos impressions of it, and it seems like it's overwhelmingly positive.
Nice.
Like apparently they said they fixed like a majority of the issues that Overwatch 1 had with its like balance and its characters and shit like that. They said like it feels obviously like it's similar, but they said like there's enough here that they feel like it's evolved into something different instead of just a copy of the first
Maybe
game.
the radio silence was good. They went quiet.
Yeah. Hey, speaking of Skate,
I feel like it's been a while since we've had a good squad game.
They were silent for a long time, yeah. Now they recently been coming out and they showed a Sojourn, who's like the first black woman in legal in Overwatch. Overwatch's been out for like how long? 5 years. They not once had one black woman in the entire game, and now they finally added one. And she's actually like really cool. She's like a rail gun. She can slide around and jump high in the air and shit, like do like trick shots. It's actually pretty cool. So I actually got my interest. I actually was like, okay, I'm actually going, go into it kind of, see if there's actually something here. Because first I was like, I don't really give a fuck, but now I'm like, okay, this might actually be good.
Did I just hear an Android?
No.
What was that noise?
What noise?
I already told y'all before we started recording. Don't drop the quality of the show. Silence your ear. Somebody, I heard a bing.
What are you talking about?
Yeah, I heard it. That was JG. I know it was.
No, when me.
Yeah, so it was Ethos. I heard an Android. I heard an Android. Don't drop. We trying to get 5 stars on the show.
I got my phone on silent.
Good shit. Good shit.
What are you talking about? Even if it was like,
I heard, and it didn't sound like a Samsung. It sounded like one of them different phones, one of them damn OnePluses or some shit.
It's a Final Fantasy 14 notification ping.
Right.
It's not even an Android ping.
This guy,
I heard Android cupcake or some shit.
Hold on, got an Android? I heard. You can't find out your boys got some Androids. I'm ready to shame me.
I know, right?
Get that poverty off the show.
You're killing the quality of our podcast with your Android plan.
Oh my goodness. Maybe we can use some of that Zavi money to get you an iPhone.
Yeah. Let's get that.
Wasn't that Jay? Did you have anything you wanted to add?
I hate y'all.
Nah, I think that's pretty much it.
Cool. Well, that's all we got for the show notes. So we're going to wrap this one up. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the show. If you did, be sure to rate it 5 stars on Apple and Spotify. Jay, you got the floor. What's your closing statement for episode 125? Go.
Appreciate everybody for listening and watching on YouTube, whatever your favorite platform is. I don't care as long as you are supporting. Everyone, if you made it to the end, go ahead and spam TBH beat Melania. And make sure that he does it with no armor on, and make sure that he only has that stupid Wolverine claw that he had in the beginning, doing his little stupid assassin mage where he never even used his mage staff. So make sure he does it like that, because he has such a lot of pride. So make sure that he plays and he suffers in the worst way possible to beat Melania, since he wants to hate on me. I beat my game, so I'm waiting for you to beat yours.
This guy just stood in the corner and sling rocks. I don't want to see your boring ass.
No, I didn't. Not in the first phase. You didn't watch that. Not in the first phase.
When I fight, that shit is like a Rocky movie. Shit is lit.
Yeah, you go ahead, suffer. You do what you do, bro.
I'm suffering and I'm having fun. I don't care.
I had fun too. I had fun serving the community with the rocks.
Oh my God. What's the name? Ethos, what's your closing statement for episode 125? Go.
Hey, thanks everybody for watching. It's been a fun another episode. Shout outs to Halo, man. They still don't got no content.
Yeah, they do. It's on Paramount Plus.
Oh man.
Oh my goodness. That's why it was taking so long to get the game. They was focused on the show.
Fun fact. Apparently, I read an article recently that said that the reason why Halo Infinite is the way that it is apparently the TV show took away from it. Like apparently they were too obsessed with the TV show, and that's why Halo Infinite came out with not a lot of content. Fun fact. So you can hate the TV show even more now.
Damn,
nah, that's cap, bro. That's gotta be cap.
I hope it's cap, because that's
sources?
really what they did. That's let me check. I think it was GameSpot, not GameStop.
Oh, that's reputable.
I feel like that's a bad excuse. I feel like that's a bad excuse right there.
It was apparently something the dev said, not necessarily like the whole dev studio, but like higher ups that like they need to make calls about the game, and they were just so hyper focused on this TV show that apparently that's what caused a lot of like the delays and issues with like production. That's what I heard. It could be wrong though.
That's crazy. Well, it is what it is then. My closing statement for tonight's episode 125, just hit the like button if you're watching the YouTube version. Leave a comment. What was your favorite moment in the podcast? And if you're listening to the audio, make sure to rate it 5 stars, because we appreciate you. Other than that, We appreciate you guys listening to the Game Illuminati podcast. Be sure to follow us all on social media. My Twitter, Instagram is the Black Hokage. You got UTXJG the Don on Twitter, Instagram, and then Dev Ethos on Twitter. Make sure to follow us to stay in contact and, you know, get the latest memes. Join our Discord, patreon.com/GI updates. You got to be a Patreon member to get into our Discord.
It's a good daycare.
Yeah, it's a lot of quality content in there.
A lot of good memes.
Yeah. And other than that, we'll holler at y'all on the next one. Peace.